Hi and welcome back. It's Jill Hutchison coming to you from Perth, Australia. How did it go with your 30 accomplishments? I'm sure you did really, really well, and I'm sure that you're impressed by how much you've actually achieved. That's great. So the second of our 5-part series is to look at the lessons that you've learned. There are a whole number of things that you would have learned from both what you've accomplished and what you haven't accomplished, what you wished you'd done and what you still would like to do. So take a moment to think about what lessons you have learned from that. I remember one of the lessons that I learned from a job experience that didn't really turn out as well as I wanted was in future to listen to my intuition a little bit more, to listen to that gut feeling that was telling me not to go into a business relationship with somebody or not to work with somebody that just somehow didn't feel right. Even though logically it all made sense, I knew that it wasn't going to be the right thing. And I shouldn't have gone into it. But I learned that, and it stood me in such great stead from then on. So think about what you've learned. You might have learned to take your time a little bit more. Maybe you've learned that you love operating in a busy style. Maybe you've learned that you do different things different every day. Some people love doing the same thing every single day. That's great. Then they need, or you might need, if that's your style, you might need to have 5 things that you do every single morning exactly the same. If that's not your style and you prefer to do different things in different ways, then make sure you look at the whole week to see if you've done what you want to do. So you might like to go flat out for 3 days and then have a break for 2 days. That's absolutely fine, as long as you listen to what you've learned. So as you take a moment to write down the things that you've learned, be really fair. Remove the blame, take out the judgment. Don't look and say, I should have done that better, I shouldn't have done this. That's fine, you've done it. You've done everything that is what you knew how to do to the best of your awareness at the time. Now that your awareness is different, now that you've grown a little bit, now that you've learned, you might choose to do something different. That's absolutely fine. The key here is really to take yourself right out of the element. Look at what you've done, look at what you've learned, and then to put your personality back in there. When I say take yourself out of that, it's to remove the judgment. Because so often we are our own harshest critics. And I'd like you to be really nice to yourself and set goals in such a way that you're going to achieve them, but only after you've figured out what you've learned from your past experiences. Life throws us challenges, as I've mentioned, and I'll be talking about it throughout the whole series. So the key is to figure out what is it there to teach you about. What are you there to learn? What challenge is being sent to you that you can learn something new that will help you with another challenge? It doesn't matter whether it's a business challenge, a personal challenge, a relationship challenge, a family challenge, a health challenge. It's all sent as a message to get yourself onto the right track for where you want to be. So look at the big things and the little things. Look at different time frames and congratulate yourself on what you have learned. Because those things that you've learned are what you're going to use going forward. You're going to make up rules for yourself, as in, I know to get into business with people that fit this sort of description, or I know not to venture into an area where it doesn't feel quite right in my gut. This gut feel, part of that is intuition. And as you get older and as you get wiser, you'll get more of a good idea of what your intuition has in store for you, and you'll be able to listen to it a lot stronger. So I'd like to encourage you to look at that list of what you've learned and pick 3 things that have really been the biggest learnings for you, and write those down so that you can refer back to them in another one of the chapters. That's all for this section, and enjoy doing that, and I look forward to seeing you in the next section, where we're going to be discussing gratitude and what gratitude means to you and how gratitude affects what you get going forward and how you set your goals going forward. It's also got a lot to do with the vibration that your body's in. So that's a really good one to watch out for. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next series.